My dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, once there were three young devils in hell, and they were having their final examination with their professor, with their principal named Satanus. We know Satan. So they were having the final examination with him, and the Satan gave them only one question. That question is, what will you do on earth to bring a rich souls to me? What will you do on earth to bring a many souls to me? And the first devil answered, I will tell the people that God doesn't exist in the world. Then Satan said that it is very bad approach, because people will not believe. Even a kid will understand when he sees at the creation, when he looks at the sun, when he looks at the stars, he will understand that there is somebody who is above, that there is a God. So it is very, very bad approach. And the second devil answered, I will tell them that the hell doesn't exist, so that many people will come to the hell. Then the Satan said, this is also very bad approach, because the people are experiencing the life of hell even on this earth. So they are very sure that the sin will lead them to the eternal damnation, that is to the hell. So people will not believe you. And the third devil answered, I will tell the people that there is no hurry to change. There is still tomorrow. Eat, drink, and make merry, because there is still time. While you can enjoy, you enjoy. So this is my method, the third young devil said. The Satan was pleased with this idea, and he said, go ahead. Your method is so good. Now go to the earth and bring many souls to me, the Satan said. So also, my dear friends, if you reflect our life, we have the tendency to postpone the things which are very important, which are very, very difficult in our lives. If it is important things, sometimes we postpone. If it is a difficult thing, always we wanted to postpone them. Tomorrow let us see. Day after tomorrow, let us see. So we are wasting our time postponing the important things in our lives, my dear friends. That is why today's gospel is speaking about the vigilance. We must be the people who have to stay awake. We must be the people who always keep watching over the second coming of Jesus, my dear friends. The method of Satan is postpone the things, but the method of God is do the things. Satan always says, postpone, there is still tomorrow. But Jesus always says, don't postpone, do it today. That is why somebody said that, I know I am only one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. Because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do something that I can. What I can, I should do. And what I should do, by the grace of God, I will do it in my life. Doing the things is the method of God. Postponing the things is the method of the Satan. So what are we doing? Are we doing the things? Are we postponing the things? We need to ask ourselves, my dear friends. As I told you, today's gospel is about vigilance, to keep watch and to stay awake, my dear friends. Last time I think I was giving you the definition of watch. W-A-T-C-H. Hopefully you must have forgotten. Watch. W means W-A-T-C-H. W means words. A means actions. T means thoughts. C means character. H means heart. So today the Lord is asking us, watch your words, watch your actions, watch your thoughts, watch your character, and the most important thing is, watch your heart. Before I come and meet you, because the Lord is going to come to us in an unexpected time. Like a thief he will come. So when he comes, we must be ready to meet him. So only when we are ready, like watching our words, thoughts, character, action, and especially our heart, we will be ready to meet him and to go to heaven, my dear friends. And I have read somewhere that about the alarm clock. Have you ever set an alarm clock to wake up? So today the Lord is asking us, stay awake. Until and unless we are wake up, we will not be able to make the other people to wake up, isn't it? First we have to awaken ourselves so that we will be able to wake the other peoples. So about the alarm clock, there are 4 kinds of people, it seems. Whenever the alarm goes, there will be different kinds of reactions from the different individuals. The first type is like that. When the alarm rings, they are the ones who set the alarm. Morning, 5 o'clock or 5:30, I should get up. But when the alarm rings, these people are in deep sleep, in a state of slumber. Everybody will listen the alarm, but the one who set the alarm, they will not be able to listen to the alarm. So they are in deep slumber. So these people, they call as the sleepers. So the first type is the sleepers. They will not be able to hear the alarm. And the second group, when the alarm rings, what they do is they wake up and immediately they just press the button snooze. You know the snooze option is there, no? So 5 more minutes they want to sleep. First 5 more minutes. Then afterwards another 5 more minutes. Then another 5 more minutes. Like that, maybe after 15 minutes or after 20 minutes, then if they have to get up. That means these people are known as the snoozers, sleepers and the snoozers. And the third type of the people is, when the alarm rings, they actually get up and they sit on their bed and they will be asking fundamental questions. Who am I? What I am doing here? And what is the purpose of my life here? And why did I set the alarm at the first place? So they will be asking the questions, and conveniently, comfortably, they will put up the alarm and they go back again to the sleep. So these are known as the fallers. First one is sleepers. Second type is snoozers. The third type is fallers. And the fourth type is, when the alarm rings, they actually get up, then they get out of the bed and they hit the floor and they will start doing the things what they are supposed to do that day, and they will not postpone the things. These are known as the wakers. So we need to ask ourselves, which group we belong. Are we like sleepers, or snoozers, or fallers, or the wakers? Today the Lord is asking us, first awaken yourself so that you will be able to help the other people to wake up, my dear friends. When we are awaken ourselves, then we will do 4 things. We will be able to think right, speak right, do right, and live right, my dear friends. Coming to the feast today, the Catholic Church is celebrating the feast of Saint Monica of Hippo, and she is known as the mother of Saint Augustine of Hippo. She is particularly known for 3 qualities. The first quality is prayer. The second quality is for patience. The third quality is for perseverance. 3 P's: patience, prayer, and perseverance. Through her prayer, through her patience, through her perseverance, she was able to convert her family members, my dear friends. So she was born in the year 332 and she died in the year 387, my dear friends. Some things we can learn, some points. The first point is, Saint Monica's example converted her husband and her mother-in-law. She is known actually for the Saint Augustine, but through her example she was able to convert her husband and her mother-in-law also. You see, both of them, husband and mother-in-law, both of them were pagans, and both of them have a disease like ill-tempered persons. They get angry so badly. So, because of them, she had suffered so much. Because these are pagans, they did not allow her children to get the baptism also. She had three children. Her husband name is Patricius. And three children, Augustine and Navigius, means two sons. And another one is, the daughter is Perpetua. So Patricius is the husband. Then three children, Augustine, Navigius, and Perpetua, her daughter. So these are the family members. And among the family members, husband was a pagan, mother-in-law was a pagan, and both of them have the bad temperament. So because of them, she had to suffer so much, but she continued to pray for them. She was so patient with them, so that towards the end of their life, they had converted to the Catholic faith. So by her example, she converted her husband. By her example, she was even able to convert her mother-in-law, my dear friends. The second point is, she prayed for the conversion of Saint Augustine. We know Saint Augustine was a wayward child. He went away. So he was living a life of immorality, a life of lust, a life of impurity. And you know how many years she prayed for him? How many years she was praying for the conversion of Saint Augustine? 17 long years. 17 years she was crying and praying with a lot of patience and perseverance for the conversion of Saint Augustine, my dear friends. And Saint Augustine rejected her many times, but she continued to love him. She continued to pray for him until he comes back to the Catholic faith, my dear friends. And the third point is, she felt sometimes discouraged, but she never gave up. She felt discouraged, but she never gave up in her life. Today we have the throwing away culture. See, the plates which we use also, or maybe the glasses which we use also, use and throw. So throwing away culture we have. Disposal plates, disposal glasses. Today we have this culture. And today also we have another culture, walk away culture. Throwing away culture, walk away culture. Whenever you find something difficult, then we walk away. Suppose if the marriage life is tough, is difficult, if you don't have a proper husband, if you don't have a proper mother-in-law, if the married life is very difficult, today what the people are doing? Just walking away. I don't want to live with you. Also, even in the religious life, when this life for us as a priest, as a sister, is very difficult for us, now what we are doing? Just walk away. So there is no much faithfulness. Infidelity is there in our lives. Either it is the married life, or it is the religious life, or the consecrated life. When I am having tough times, I will not stay there. I will just walk away. Who cares? Why I want to suffer there? I don't want to suffer. So in the married life, we give a divorce. In our priestly life, we leave our priesthood. In the sisters, they leave their sisterhood. And coming out, walking away. So my dear friends, Saint Monica is giving us an example. She is saying that, like, don't throw away like that. Use the people. As I was saying, no? Love the people and use the things. But what is happening today? We are using the people and loving the things, my dear friends. So throwing away culture should go away. Also walking away culture also should go away. See, Saint Monica, she had a tough home. She had a tough husband. She had a difficult mother-in-law. She had a difficult children. But even then, she persevered. She prayed. She was so patient until the whole family was converted to the Christian faith, my dear friends. So we need to take an example of Saint Monica. She was very good wife. She was very good mother. She was very good person. She was very good family member who struggled, who prayed, who was patient enough, who persevered in her faithful life, my dear friends. So, And whenever she was having tough time, she used to go to the spiritual person. The spiritual person is the Bishop Ambrose. The Bishop Ambrose said that it is not possible that the son of many tears should perish, because she was crying and weeping for the conversion of Saint Augustine for 17 long years. That is why Ambrose said that it is not possible that the son of many tears should perish. So when you are crying, when you are weeping for your family, God will surely one day will convert them, my dear friends. You see in the Bible also, Anna was crying in the temple. She was crying for children. Also Hagar was also crying for her son. Also Hezekiah was crying for his health. So that time the Lord appeared to them and said, I have seen your tears. So whenever you cry for something, you weep for something, maybe for your family members, maybe for a difficult thing, then God will come and tell you also, I have seen your tears in our lives, my dear friends. And the fourth point is, she know her purpose in life. She know her purpose in life. The purpose of her life is to convert the family members to the Catholic faith. She converted her husband, she converted her mother-in-law, and she converted Saint Augustine. Then Augustine became a saint. And what about the other two, Navigius and Perpetua? And both of them also became the priest and the sister. So the whole family came to the Catholic faith. The pagan family came to the Catholic faith just because of the good example of Monica, my dear friends. And she told towards the end of her life to the converted Augustine, my son, speaking of myself, nothing earthly delights me any longer. I don't know why I am still here or why I should remain here. I have no further earthly desires. My only desire is to see you that you are converted to the Catholic Christian faith. I have seen that. I have no more desire in my life, she said, my dear friends. And the last point is, she is the patron saint of wives, mothers, conversions, and abuse victims. Somebody said, God could not be everywhere. That is why God could not be everywhere. That is why He created mothers. So what is mother? I was telling about watch, WATCH. What is mother? MOTHER. M means million of things that she gives to me. Millions of things that mother gives to me. O means one and only peace that is given by God to me as the precious gift. That is why God could not be everywhere. That is why He created my mother. M means millions of things. O means one and only peace on this earth. And T means tears. Tears that she shed for me in order to save me. H means heart. A heart which is more purer than the gold. And E means our eyes. If you see into the mother's eyes, somebody says, if you see into the mother's eyes, you will realize that it is the purest of love here on this earth. When you look into your mother's eyes, you will experience the purest of love here on this earth. That is the eyes. R means right. Mother is always right. Mother always teaches right. Mother always guides the children into the right path. M means millions of things. O means one and only peace. T means her tears. H means her heart. E means her eyes. And R means she does right, and she will lead the children also into the right path, my dear friends. Some mother also said, my mother is walking miracle. All of us like miracles, you know. All of us like miracles. We want miracles. We want to receive miracles. So they say, mother is a miracle. Mother is a walking miracle. Mother is a talking miracle. So accept her. Ask for the mother and accept her and embrace her and take care of her, because she is the precious gift that God has given to us. That is why Saint Augustine said, Lord, if I am your child, it is because you had given me such a wonderful mother, Monica, my dear friends.
Bind us together, Lord, bind us together with cords that cannot be broken. Bind us together, Lord, bind us together, Lord, bind us together in love. There is only one God, there is only one King, there is only one body. That is why we sing. Bind us together, Lord, bind us together with cords that cannot be broken. Bind us together, Lord, bind us together, Lord, bind us together in love.